We are finally 2 days away from the release of New Horizons. Are you excited?
No. I'm so excited! I'm excited! Yeah. Whew, I'm so excited that I poured through every review and gameplay video to distill it all into one hype package for our 25,000 subscribers.
I'm not even gonna tell him.
I'm Johnny of Club Knox, and this is my co-host, Gianni.
Aloha!
Come on, let's talk about every single small detail and secret we could find about New Horizons after the embargo lift.
There's no stopping him when he gets this excited.
First, we get to see the communicator parts for the first time. We saw Gulliver reference these in the PAX East footage, and knew we had to dig up 5 of them out of the sand. But now we know 2 new facts about them. 1, they used the manila clam animation when buried in the sand to indicate their possible location. And 2, they're stackable.
Speaking of stackable, there sure are a lot of stackable items in this game. In New Leaf, you could only have stacks of bells, turnips, stationery, and fruit. Not only are there many more types of stackable items, but there are also varying limits on how many can stack. For example, all basic crafting items stack to 30, including bamboo, which by the way there are 2 types of. Customization kits and fences both stack to 50. Fruit now stacks to 10, likely because eating 10 at once will fill up your energy all the way. As expected, turnips are stackable. Bells stack to the usual 99,000, weeds stack to 99, shells or wasp nests, tickets, flowers, mushrooms, and bamboo shoots all stack as well.
Unfortunately, uprooted trees don't appear to stack. However, we now know money trees and cedars can be uprooted. Speaking of trees, we've now seen them all properly on the island in HD glory. Take a look at these absolute beauties. Don't forget about bamboo and the money tree as well. And remember, pears are objectively the worst, which makes them objectively the best. It's team pears for me.
No way, peaches are best.
Whatever. Enjoy your tree butts.
Are you trying to start a war?
No. While cedar trees could only be grown in the northern half of the map in previous games, we've spotted a cedar tree all the way to the south of the island, suggesting they can now be grown anywhere. In other news, Nintendo Life confirmed that the Switch's touchscreen won't be usable for custom designs. Personally, I probably wouldn't have used it, but it seems like a silly oversight. Although the Switch doesn't have a dedicated stylus, normal smart device styluses apparently work on it.
One small feature is the ability to change the camera angle slightly. This gives more of a bird's eye view, similar to controls we had in the GameCube game.
That's perfect for getting a bird's eye view of Niagara Falls. It was previously speculated waterfalls would max out at a width of 4 tiles, but here we see a massively wide one. Not only that, but it flows to the north. Did you notice anything else about the waterfalls?
Yeah, this one in particular is a bit strange to say the least. Although it's 3 tiles wide, the pond below is only 2 tiles, meaning some of the water just kind of pours right onto the grass and disappears.
We've seen emphasized text boxes before, but here's one more of the villagers wishing you a happy birthday.
We knew players could hop over water if the space was small enough, but you could also hop over narrow stretches of land as well. Not to mention, there's a kind of sidle animation the character does when sliding between a narrow passage or hitting a corner of a barrier, as you can see here.
While not all special NPC characters can make an appearance through amiibos on launch, here are some more collectible posters that we get as a consolation.
Tom, Nook, and Isabelle will occasionally give the player crafting tasks. Here's Nook calling up the player to request a flower wreath.
When we first found out about the rescue service, some very vigilant viewers discovered that using it cost 500 Nook miles, but here we see it being used for only 100.
We've also seen the loading screen when a player visits another island, and it looks great.
Do you ever think a different airline will display there? Like Knox Airlines?
Probably not.
What's quite exciting is that we found out the names of all of the brand new villagers. We already knew Renee's name, but now we know Dom, Sherb, Audie, Raymond, Judy, Megan, and Sid's name was leaked during the editing of this video. By the way, there's some speculation that Audie is named after the famous grandma who has logged over 3,500 hours in New Leaf.
Sorry, I was super distracted just now. I was listening to Isabelle singing.
Ooh, let me listen. I think I need medicine after hearing that. Luckily, it's confirmed to be craftable now.
Hey, be nice. I think her singing is cute.
Are you trying to start a war?
No?
We got a glimpse of construction kits, which can be used to build bridges, stairs, and possibly more. I like that they give you the option to preview what it will look like, similar to what we saw in New Leaf for public works projects.
IGN confirmed there will be 80 bugs and 80 fish in the Critterpedia. New Leaf had 72 each to collect, which follows the tradition of adding 8 new species each for the next game. However, there's still no indication of diving being available.
Stop right there. The IGN review mentioned that they wanted to say something, but that it would reveal massive endgame spoilers of the plot. No, not that endgame. Anyway, you heard right. Apparently there's an actual plot for the first time in an Animal Crossing game. I've calculated day and night, and the math adds up. The return of deep sea diving just has to be involved in that big secret.
What makes you say that?
The submarine and deep diving helmet seen in the museum? The fact that we're on an island, surrounded by water, and yet we've never gotten so much of a glimpse of a wetsuit or swimwear, and the most important reason of all.
Which is?
I just really want it! Diving in New Leaf was quite clunky, but imagine if they streamlined it and gave it the old New Horizons touch. You could go down in the submarine and actually see and explore underwater, catch the 30 deep sea creatures from New Leaf, as well as some awesome new ones, like, how about a giant squid? Of course, this would only be unlocked after completing the normal fish encyclopedia, or some other achievement.
That does sound amazing, but I'm not sure there's any evidence of that happening. The submarine and diving suit is just for ambience, isn't it?
Yeah, you're probably right. But a guy can dream. Plus, I heard if you yell loud enough, you'll get what you want in the game, so...
Please don't.
I want...
Now that the speculation is out of the way, let's get back to things that were actually confirmed. We just recently saw the addition of animated flooring and wallpaper, and one more was revealed, some animated lava flooring.
I believe we've seen this next one before, but here's confirmation that Harvey's Island is very appropriately named Harv's Island.
We've seen many of the maps so far, but here's one of a bit later in the game where more villagers and shops have moved in.
Ooh, is there confirmation on the maximum number of villagers yet?
Not yet as far as I can tell, but there are still rumors that 12 is the max this time.
Part of the Islander designer menu showed a request cleanup option. Any ideas what that might be for?
Well, in the previous games you could pay Leaf to clean up weeds for you, or maybe it just refers to junk items. Since there's no indication that Ordnance was returned, maybe this is kind of substitute for the beautiful Ordnance?
That's a good idea. I was thinking that it might be used to move or demolish projects you've created on the island, such as bridges, paths, and stairs.
That makes sense as well. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. While the 10-character island name was previously confirmed in a tweet, here we can see it in action.
"10 is definitely better than 8, but it still feels too short to me. I think it wouldn't be as much of a problem if they added a suffix to choose from, such as island, town, village, or city.
That would be nice. The villagers you arrive with also suggest a name for your island, but ultimately they end up going with yours.
Well, yeah, it would make you feel quite silly if you spent hours coming up with a nice name for your island, but then the villagers end up voting for someone else's suggestion instead.
Sorry, Johnny. Cuckoo Island is a good name, but we're going to have to go with Peanut's suggestion. Rock.
Exactly. Wait, did you say rock? You mean like the rock-hard calves of this villager? You thought the HD kneecaps were good, but the details go around all 360 degrees to create these masterfully sculpted calves.
That's such a small detail. How did you even notice that?
Just wait until you hear this next one. We've seen the villagers reading from books quite often, but this was the first time we got a good look at the pages. I just assumed it would be blank or have cartoony scribbles, but no. There was quite realistic looking text on those pages. The only thing that could make it better is if it was actual legible text, but unfortunately it remains too blurry to read.
Wow, that is a small detail. I have one for you. We've seen gusts of wind occasionally blow and rustle the leaves and blossoms of trees, but that same effect extends to flowers as well. I'm wondering what other things the wind might interact with in this way.
Here's a clearer picture of something we learned from PAX. Lost items make a return. Also, we knew that tools broke, but we know a bit more about that now. Flimsy tools break after around 10 uses, and regular tools break after about 30. Now I'm just wondering if they'll break only if using them for their intended function, or if hitting your villagers with the net 30 times will cause it to break as well. The pole vault and ladder don't break, however. The ladder makes sense, but the stress the pole vault must be under every single day just makes it seem like it should snap and send you into the water. But then they'd have to add swimming. Yes, swimming. I want swim!
Did you know sometimes you might catch a stone while fishing? That's right. Who knows why that stone was fish-shaped, moving, and somehow got hooked onto your line?
We've heard the first day or so is the tutorial, which is set to its own time. However, upon completion, you'll get this prompt saying that the in-game time will now sync up to the real time.
Something interesting to note is that villagers will remember their requests for you even through loading screens. In previous games, if a villager wanted your attention and too much time passed, or you went through a loading screen, they would forget the request they had for you. But as you can see here, it looks like they remember what they wanted to tell you, even if you accidentally go into a building when they call out to you.
We assume that the Pro designs have been updated since New Leaf, and oh boy were they! Well, at least we've seen the hat in action so far. This custom top hat is divided into 3 different slices for you to customize. We've gotten a look at the customizable shirts and dresses, so I'm sure there are other types of hats as well.
It's not just tools that can be added to the quick select wheel, but instruments as well. At least we've seen the ocarina as an option.
And a new pan flute instrument has been spotted in the crafting menu. Not to mention a Pisces fragment. Could there possibly be other Zodiac fragments as well? Might these be used to craft Zodiac furniture? We'll soon find out.
By the way, Joan is alive. She's been talked about in the present tense.
What? Why wouldn't she be alive?
Well, you know how cynical people can get. They saw a decorative gravestone and instantly assumed Tortimer died.
Guys, come on, these games are rated E for everyone. None of this doom and gloom. Well, okay, maybe some doom is allowed. By the way, Daisy May isn't the only baby in town. This baby wisp form has been spotted. Perhaps there are some tasks to help him get back to his full self.
We've seen that snowflakes are crafting materials, but I think this is our first time seeing one tumbling in the wild.
Is this some kind of millennial joke?
No, it's literally just a snowflake.
Oh. Speaking of snow, we've seen it stacked up on the window well inside, but for the first time we've seen rain texture as well.
Brace yourself for this one. I'll give everyone exactly 3 seconds to take in this picture of Goldie in pajamas eating a sandwich. This game is perfect. Animals have been seen crafting on their own, but they actually discuss specifics with you, which I thought was a cute detail.
We've previously seen the player be tasked to catch as many fish as they can in 3 minutes for the fishing tournament, but judging by CJ's text here, it seems like the challenge is a bit different this time. It's possible there could be many different types of bug catching and fishing challenges to keep them fresh each time. Using the same strategies in New Leaf got a bit stale after a while, so hopefully I'm right in my assumption that the tourneys will now be more varied.
If you've ordered a lot of merchandise through Nook Shopping, worry not, because the mailbox now displays what you ordered next to the package. Now if only we could get that service in real life.
Isn't New Horizons real life?
It's about to be.
It's been confirmed that Nook Miles Plus, which awards you bonus miles for completing specific tasks, is unlocked after you pay off the initial getaway package, which by the way costs 5,000 Nook Miles.
I'm excited to start earning tons of miles. Now I just have one last thing to share.
What's that?
We've seen the dodos talk in code before, and usually there's some underlying meaning. For example, here, if you take the first letter of each word, it spells dodo. I couldn't figure out if this new one was just gibberish or if it had some deeper meaning. Any ideas?
No, this one has me stumped too. If any of our 25,000 subscribers are watching and figured something out, let us know in the comments below.
Keep dreaming, Johnny. Do you have anything else before we wrap up?
Just one more thing, and it's big. It's breaking news. Ken has been spotted. I repeat, Ken has been spotted.
What about Plucky?
Plucky has been spotted too? And she's doing the Naruto run? With Goose revealed in the direct, that makes 3 chicken characters spotted so far. But still, no Knox yet. We continue to get closer to our Golden Helmet brethren. I really want to see him in glorious HD. Wait a sec, I know how to get what I want. I want Knox!
And that's all the time we have for today. We hope you're just as excited for New Horizons as we are. If you noticed anything we missed from the embargo lift, let us know below. With that, we'll leave you with this.
Remember that bad times are just times that are bad. See you!